So we saw that based on the past 7 years, the price trend didn't go this way. It went this way.
Oh man.
Yeah, so it was going downwards
No.
since the time she bought. So she bought it at the peak and it started declining since then. And it has just been stagnant for like the past 3 years.
Alright, welcome to our Locked It series where we share with you how our brokers have been selling listings at top record prices. And if you're an owner who's looking to make such a move and you're wondering how much your unit is worth in today's market, remember to scan the QR code here for an analysis. Today, we have Jerralyn, the Ice Queen, the Indo Princess, the one-bedroom specialist. And she's going to share with us how she sold this one-bedder in the CCR called the Clift.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we sold this unit recently and I think we want to share a little bit more about this client's background and why they decided to, make this move and what they eventually got in the end that made them feel like, hey, it's time to move on.
Yeah. So share with us how you met this seller and what's this seller's family like.
So this seller, a little background, they actually are a referral. It's one of my friends' connection. Yeah. And they decided that it's time to, make some family plans because they're actually getting married next year. So
young couple lah.
Yeah, it's a young couple. So it's a young couple and they're looking to buy a place together. Yeah. So initially when they first reached out, they were looking to buy a 2-bedroom. Under just the boyfriend's name because the girlfriend's name is locked into another property. Okay. So
which is this current one.
Which is this current one that we're going to be sharing with you guys how we actually sold this. Okay. So at that time, they were thinking of getting a 2-bedroom because of some financials. They thought that they were just going to buy under the boyfriend's name since the name is still the girlfriend's name is still stuck in another property. Yeah. So after meeting with them and reviewing both their portfolio and their financials, we suggested why not consider buying one together instead of just buying one 2-bedroom and then another one is holding onto one bedder. Yeah. Because we have seen in the past trends that bigger units appreciate way better than smaller units. Yes. So this was something that I proposed to them to actually consider. Yeah. And of course, this included, showing past price trends to give them the assurance and a better alignment on what direction they should go moving forward. Yeah. So after which they had a talk and they discussed, actually it does make a little bit, it makes more sense to buy one together under both names as compared to buying 2 separate units that's like both small units.
One's 2-bedder, one's 1-bedder.
One is a 2-bedder and one is a small 1-bedder. Yeah. So this was when they discussed and they decided, okay, you know what, let's review the pricing of the 1-bedroom that's under the girlfriend's name to see if it makes sense to sell. Yes. So after that was when we came in to actually share, hey, this is the analysis of your property. And what we did was to show the past prices of the unit and some of the surrounding transactions. And what we saw was, actually she bought this about 2018.
7 years ago.
Yeah, about 7 years ago. And she bought it at about 1.15 million. Okay. Yeah, so we saw that based on the past 7 years, the price trend didn't go this way. It went this way. Oh man. Yeah, so it was going downwards since the time she bought. So she bought it at the peak and it started declining since then. Yeah. And it has just been stagnant for like the past 3 years. So that was when she decided, actually, you know what, since it's been 7 years and the property isn't even appreciating, it really doesn't make sense to hold. Because then, okay, some people may think, yeah, but I still make from rental yield ma. But if we take a look at the rental yield, maybe the rent is about 4.5K. After deducting your interest, you deduct your maintenance fee and you deduct your property tax, you deduct your income tax. Actually, your yield maybe is like less than 1%. Which then, if you think about it, do I want rental yield or do I actually want capital gain? Yeah, so after she saw that, then she decided, okay, it doesn't make sense for me to hold on to this anymore. Yeah. So that was when she decided, okay, let's just sell it. And then let's use my name so that we can cash out the CPF and the cash to actually then reinvest into a better appreciating asset. Yeah, so then she decided to take that move. And that was when we started listing her listing. Okay, so it's a 1-bedroom in the CCR area called the Clift. Yes, it's a 1-bedroom in the CCR it's at the Clift.
What size?
It's about 506 square feet.
Okay.
And if you think about it, first, the Clift is
Yes.
in the CCR.
Yes.
Location-wise, it's probably in the best location because you have Amoy Food Centre right in front.
Yep.
You have all the cafes and the bars just right there. You have Tanjong Pagar MRT just within walking distance.
So very convenient, right?
Very
Yeah.
convenient. Location-wise, there's no problem with the location.
Location, yeah.
But this is something that people always look into, right?
Yeah.
Location, amenities. As long as these two checks the boxes, they think
They
it's a
sure
good
make
investment
money.
property. Confirm
Yeah.
make money.
Yeah.
But we have seen many times that it's in fact properties like this that is not the best appreciating asset because of factors like unit sizes. First, they bought it at the highest price at the highest peak.
Yeah.
And this is where the buy side will actually come in to invest you. If let's say you're looking to buy investment property, whether or not you're actually following the key factors of this, the things that we need to look out for
Yes.
when you're buying investment home.
Yeah, so as realtors, right, what we see in the market every day, right, is that even if there's a unit or there's a development that is very conveniently located, like right smack in the middle of Singapore, CCR area,
Yes.
these are the units that lose money.
Yes.
Right?
In fact,
Yeah.
we have just met with another owner who owns a project, a freehold project in the CCR in Orchard.
Yeah.
And for the past 5 to 10 years, I think the price went up and then it went down again.
Oh, man.
So now the price is still about the same as when he first bought it about 10 years back.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so that's why it's always important. This is something that we always highlight to owners, to always review your portfolio every 3 years to see whether it makes sense to restructure your portfolio into an asset that is appreciating instead of something that's just stagnant.
Yeah.
And
Stagnant, might as well
relying-
put in CPF.
Yeah.
Right?
And relying on just rental yield because rental yield really makes no sense anymore in Singapore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so one bedrooms, right? We know one bedrooms are really, really hard to move. This one is in the CCR area. So naturally, quantum will be higher.
Yeah.
So if you look in the OCR area, one bedrooms generally about 900K,
Yeah.
right? CCR one bedrooms is going to be like 1.1, about there, 1.2.
Yeah.
1.2, if you go into OCR, maybe you can get a 2-bed.
Yeah.
2-bed, 2 bath, 2-bed, 1 bath, possibly,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So one bedroom in the CCR is very hard to move. How did you sell it? Okay, wait.
This-
Before you sold it, right? Were there a lot of units for sale?
Definitely. I think, the biggest challenge about one bedrooms, as we know, is that the supply is always the highest.
Yes, and the demand is not exactly the highest.
So when we were looking into, before we were actually listing this unit, we saw that the supply or like the number of listings for one bedroom in the Clift was 29 listings.
Wow.
And the demand, it's fine with having so many listings in the market, but the demand has to support that.
Correct, yes.
But the demand for one bedroom now, I think a lot of the buyers out there are a lot more educated as compared to before.
Yes.
Where they know that buying to one bedroom is a risk in terms of the exit in the future.
Yes.
So this is where we are facing some slight challenges where buyers are
There's
not
a very
looking-
limited pool of buyers.
Very limited pool of
Very
buyers
limited pool,
looking into one bedroom nowadays
Yes.
already. So first, other than that, we also have a huge number of supply where we have like 29 listings in the market.
Yeah.
So sometimes selling one bedroom, it feels like,
Lucky draw.
it's like a lucky draw.
Yeah.
Whether or not the buyer even notices
clicks your listing and goes
even
in,
notices
right?
your listing.
Yeah.
So this is where we need to be a little bit more creative on how you can actually get your unit or listing to actually stand out in the market.
Correct.
So
This is one of the
yes.
biggest challenges.
This is
because
always the biggest
number
challenge.
one, when buyers go into Property Guru, right, if they're going to see their, let's
gonna be
say,
flooded.
correct. So let's say if really got this buyer want to buy into the Clift, they go into Property Guru.
Yes.
Then they go and filter one bedder.
Yes.
Right? There are
have
29
29.
listings.
Plus
Who
mine
will-
is going to be 30. Yeah.
Who will go and click all 29 and see it all looks the same one generally,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So how to stand out?
Yes.
It's definitely, something has to go, ma.
Yes.
It's either the price or your unit looks damn renovated.
The first impression has to always matter. I mean, the
Correct.
first impression always matters.
Yeah.
So first impression, it has to look good. It has to feel airy. It has to feel homey.
Yes.
And when I remember I was scrolling through the one bedders in the Clift, some of the photos were just showing like the floors. You were just showing like the windows.
Yeah.
And you couldn't really see
How
the unit actually looks like.
Yeah.
And it could actually be on the highest floor or even a higher floor than mine.
Yeah.
But the thing is, if you don't have proper photos of the unit, you cannot tell.
Correct.
And this is actually a standard for us. Like
Yeah.
photos is always a standard.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'm just very confused why out there agents are not doing this. Like why are you not posting like proper photos of the unit to represent the unit in the best light possible? So this is something that was our first step.
Yeah.
And secondly, this unit was tenanted. And the tenants are sometimes, the tenant was sometimes flying over out of Singapore, and it's sometimes hard to actually schedule the viewings. The tenant is very accommodating. It's just that sometimes they are not in Singapore.
Yeah.
So what we did was also do a virtual tour. I'm a huge fan of virtual tour, because this helps to filter a lot of the buyers who are just shopping around.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have buyers who's not even sincere or serious, and they just want to have a look without even looking to buy.
Then just tell them to look at the virtual tour.
Yeah, so this is where we use the virtual tour to actually filter out these buyers.
Yeah.
And also it helps because sometimes when the tenant is not in Singapore, we would just send over this virtual tour and they can have a look. And at least this already creates an impression in their head that, hey, I already saw this virtual tour online. And when the tenant is back and they are ready to view, they're more than ready to come back again. Yeah. So it's like a second viewing.
Yeah.
The fact that they want to come down for a viewing after viewing the virtual tour, it shows that they're actually serious.
Yeah.
Yeah. So out of the 1.5 months to 2 months, we got about 3 buyers who actually came to view.
Okay.
One of them was still in the midst of selling her HDB. And the 2 other buyers, one of them was a Caucasian Singapore PR who was looking to buy something for investment.
Okay.
And finally, the third group was a Singaporean elderly family, a couple who already has a free name under the daughter, and they're looking to buy something under the daughter since the daughter is already working.
I see.
So that was when they decided, okay, I want to buy something.
So for 2 months, 3 viewings.
Out of 2 months, 3 viewings, 1 offer.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So throughout this entire journey, we were actually doing both the selling and the buying in parallel. So while we were selling, we were also looking on the buy side.
Yeah.
And we have shortlisted like one property that we really wanted to buy.
Yeah.
And that was when we decided, you know what, let's just go all into the selling.
Yeah.
Because we managed to find something of a good deal on the buy side. So we managed to negotiate a long option for the buy side so that we have a little bit more time on the sell side.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we locked in a good deal on the buy side and we focused on the selling and managed to get 1 offer in.
Okay. So end up, what was the price that you sold it at?
So we managed to get an offer in at 1.04 million initially.
Yeah.
So how the viewing went was they have viewed the virtual tour.
Yes.
And finally, when the tenant got back, we opened up the viewing to the 2 other buyers.
Yeah.
And on that day, I gave a follow-up call to see whether or not they're interested in the unit.
Yeah.
And we managed to push for an offer.
Yeah.
So the average price transacted for the 1-bedrooms in Clift for the past year was about 1.042 million.
Okay.
And she initially offered about 1.04.
So that's pretty much fair price, like a valuation price.
About there.
Yeah.
And then after that, she increased to 1.045. And during the viewing, I shared with them some of the surrounding analysis on to justify why we were asking at a certain price.
Yeah.
We were actually listing at about 1.1 million. So we showed them some of the surrounding transactions and some of the surrounding price on why this unit was actually a good buy to justify why the asking price.
Yeah.
And they finally increased to about 1.05 and finally 1.055.
Yeah.
And we pushed a bit more to 1.058.
Wow.
So we wanted to push a bit further to see how much the buyer could go. But sometimes you need to balance pushing it to a good price versus pushing to a price such that the buyer's going to walk away.
Yeah.
So we don't want the buyer walking away. So we need to have this sensitivity on how much the buyers could go.
Yeah.
And 1.058 was the pricing. So of course, this offer wasn't going to be possible if we didn't work well with the co-broke.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
that was a co-broke agent.
There was a co-broke agent that came in.
Yeah.
And sometimes agents out there, they feel like, hey, co-broke is like, I don't want to work with co-brokes because I have to give a cut of my commission out.
Yeah.
But for us, we always see co-brokes as partners.
Yeah.
Because this is where I see as a partnership on getting this deal done together for both maybe their buyer and also our sellers.
Correct,
Yeah. So eventually we managed to get a good price from 058. And this was when we presented to the owners.
Yeah, so after you got the offer, right? And when you presented it to the owner, how did they feel?
I mean, they were already genuine in selling their place.
Yeah.
And because we actually got a really good deal on the buy side for them.
So you all purchased first and got a long option period, right?
We already purchased something on the buy side and we got a long option, which on the market, usually sellers, they don't want anything that's a long option.
Yes.
But we managed to negotiate for like a 3 to 4 months of long option period so that this gives the owners, I mean, my clients, the flexibility to exercise it with the girlfriend's name. Because we had an N-on nominee where we bought it under the boyfriend's name.
Yeah.
worst case scenario, if they exercise and this property is not sold yet, then we'll probably just buy under the boyfriend's name. But if let's say the girlfriend's name is exercised, then we can use her name as well, because this also allows them to cash out the CPF and the cash from that current property so that they can use it in their next one. Yeah, so we got a really good deal on the buy side, which was about 50K below what the last transacted was. So we didn't want to let go of this offer. Sometimes some owners may think, hey, can I just push a little bit more, like maybe 20K, 30K? But sometimes we never know when the next buyer is going to come.
And they might just push them all the way away. No,
yes.
You say don't want already.
Yeah, so sometimes it's not about like that 20K or 30K, but sometimes the buyers also want to feel like, hey, they got a good deal.
Correct. They also want to win something.
Yes, they also want to feel like they won. So our job is to make both parties feel like they got a good deal.
Correct,
Yeah, so this was where, we highlighted to the owners that this is actually a really good price, because first, the average transacted in the Clift was actually about 1.042. So we already got it at 16K higher than what the previous offer was. The previous transacted prices was. So on that side, the owners were also convinced that it's really a decent price to let go at, and they also got a good deal on the buy side. And they don't want to, just because of that a few $1,000s up, they sacrifice on the buy side and lose out on that deal. So this was when they decided, let's just take and move on already. And even though they were selling at a loss, because if you take it, like they bought this at about 2018, so 7 years ago. 7 years ago, they bought this about 1.15 million. So this price now, some owners, they may want to hold firm onto that price of 1.15. But sometimes the market has really changed and buyers may not be willing to pay for that price anymore now.
Correct. And if you keep holding,
it
may never come.
Even if you keep holding, maybe another 10 years. Maybe another 5 to 10 years, but for that 100K, then that's where we want to reconsider, is there any other assets that can give me higher return than that? So it's always about, looking into other options, because it's always an opportunity cost when you hold on to an asset that is not appreciating.
All right, so that's how we sold the one bedder at the Clift. So Jerralyn, any pro tips for sellers or agents out there?
Yeah, I mean, for sellers, I think it's always important to review your portfolio. If let's say you're renting a property, do calculate your rental yield, because we noticed that a lot of owners, they don't really know how much they're actually really getting net.
Some of them will lose money.
They only see the gross, but they don't actually see the net. And actually, if you calculate the net, sometimes you're actually really not getting much. And also see whether your property has been appreciating and when is a good time to actually restructure that portfolio for your real estate journey. And for agents out there, I think it's always important to give clients the guidance and be a consultant instead of just listening to what the clients want, because sometimes clients don't know what they want and what's good for them. So this is where I think agents should come in to actually advise them on the best next steps moving forward, instead of just holding on to the property. If the client say, hey, let me rent it out, is rental really good for them? Or should they? Or is it a good time to actually review and see what's the best next steps moving forward?
And also, agents, take better photos. Right? I mean, it's first impression lah.
Good photos. Good photos and first impression always matters.
Correct. Our QR code will be right here. If you have any listing that you want to sell, feel free to scan it. Or if you have a need to restructure a portfolio, feel free to reach out to us. Thank you for watching another episode of Locked It. My name is Charlie.
My name is Jerralyn.
See you in the next episode.